same pedigree. Nah, they ain't scared of felonies. So when you see me, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy. Yeah, just had the same energy.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's that boy Punch. Mr. See me with that same energy, Mr. Brooklyn everywhere. And I got my guy with me. Let them know if they don't know.
How you doing? What's going on? It's the Bada Boom, realest one in the room. Formerly known as WWE superstar Enzo Amore. Two-time Cruiserweight champ, but I'm still the champ. You can call me champ if you like, or you can call me Real1. Yeah, man, let's get it.
This is 50.com, nigga, bang. Champ.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah,
How's
man.
your day going? How you feeling?
Bro, yesterday was the best day of my life.
Why is that?
You won't believe what happened. I woke up. Today's better than yesterday. That's how I'm feeling. Every day is the best day of my life. You can get the Today is the Best Day of My Life t-shirt at the pop-ups. We've been doing a lot of pop-ups. Clothing line plug right away.
I see what's happening.
You know, the realest cloth in the room. How you doing?
I see what's happening. You're like a walking billboard, man.
All day, every day.
Your energy is amazing.
You got to represent yourself. I represent myself in life, in court, and I always win.
Yeah, we gonna get to the court shit too, man.
Oh,
you know, because they try.
Never been to court.
They try
Not
to drag
lately.
You. They try to drag you through it. But I mean, today got to be a dope day. You walk in, energy is on 1,000,000, and you bump into the big bro in the hallway. He right in the front.
And I stepped right to him, and we started chatting it up.
And there it is. How was it meeting 50 Cent?
Dude. Honestly, you know, certified G unit. We'll see where that goes. That's
right?
a t-shirt waiting to be had.
That's a lot of G's.
Man, I remember the first time I heard 50. I think I told you this was, you know, I was sitting out in front of Stop and Shop. Hot 97 was gassing up. You know, this guy they're about to play has been shot 9 times. He's coming at Ja Rule's neck. He don't give a, you know. And my pops was just dropping me off at school, and I heard Wankster.
Crazy.
And it changed my life.
Crazy.
I mean, I loved hip hop before that. Hold on, we got Spiff. You want Spiff to say hello? Spiff.
Spiff TV.
Say hello to This Is 50.
Spiff TV. He's like, oh shit.
This50.com.
He goes, oh shit.
He's laying on the girl. You see the little girl's pillow? He's laying on his daughter's bed. Yo, I'm gonna have to call you back. We're in an interview. But shout out Spiff TV. My A&R got me all my beats on my projects.
Spiff does well.
Grammy nominated, multi-platinum producers across the board.
Videos
on every
galore.
single record I got.
Videos.
So at the live event during the Cass's match, they were yelling your name out. Real1, Enzo.
I gotta go.
That's dope, man. Spiff TV, they can't make this stuff up.
Spiff TV, that's my family, bro. So
yeah.
Spiff used to, that's really, if you want to start with the music or the wrestling, we can get into both with that. You know, when I was living out in Orlando and I was wrestling in NXT, which was the come-up scene for real,
yeah.
You know, I was always making music, writing music, and when the WWE found me, I was a rapper. Let's get that straight. I had never been in a wrestling ring in my life.
No way.
Yeah, I made a YouTube video that was directly given to Triple H, who's Stephanie McMahon's, you know, husband and you know, the inherent of WWE, right? Vince McMahon owns it, and that's family ties. And I was so blessed to have a mutual acquaintance that was able to play Triple H my video, where really I was rapping, working out in the gym, boxing, and then I was talking shit at the end. And I get this tryout. Dusty Rhodes really likes me. I get signed, whatever. But come tenfold, I'm wrestling in Orlando, and Spiff TV is music videos. He's shooting Drake's music video and flying back to catch a wrestling show in front of 30.
Yeah, I heard he's like the biggest
in front of
wrestler.
30 people in an armory. You understand?
Yeah.
Like Spiff is watching wrestling in with, like, you know, 20, 30 people, 40 people in the stands at little armories, and he's coming from these big events and big venues. And you know, Spiff don't really drink or nothing, so like he's a vibe, he's cool, but he ends up taking a liking to me as the character Enzo Amore and the wrestler.
Yeah.
And he sees me wearing the J's and the joggers, and me and him end up being tight. And next thing you know, he's my best friend.
Crazy.
Out there. Because when you take off jersey, throw your shit in the back of a car and say, hey, Mom, I'm going to be a pro wrestler. You know, you're leaving your friends behind.
Yeah.
And family. So I met him, and he's like family now.
Crazy.
And with the music, you know, I always told Spiff I wanted to do it, but I was like, man, I'm focused on the wrestling. I got to do this.
Yeah.
Like, this comes first. You never know when this ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could wrestle now. I could always make music later, you know? And basically, I got knocked out cold on a pay-per-view match where I came to at the hospital. So the whole time, my mother's on the phone calling my tag team partner at the time, Big Cass, and a wrestler in an HR office, and they're on the phone. My mom's screaming and crying. My son hasn't woken up yet. He's not coming to, showing signs of life, like scared shitless. When I came to, and I ended up being fine and shit like that, I spent a couple weeks at home. It was the only time I ever took off from wrestling since I had broken my leg in a wrestling ring in 2013. So it was the only time, even still to that day, I've had 2 weeks of vacation.
Crazy.
Up until I got shit canned.
Yeah, I know.
Fire.
Yeah.
But when I got knocked out cold and it was so crazy, I realized, like, yo, this wrestling thing can end tomorrow.
Facts.
So what do I got to do? So I got on the phone with Spiff immediately and was like, yo, I want to go to the studio. So he brought me in the studio and I started making music out there in Orlando on the low, but nothing I was going to use or do. I was just figuring out my sound and working with Spiff for about half a year in Orlando.
Yeah.
Then I got serious with the music and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to LA. So I got the house in the hill. I put my friends in it. My 3 best friends from elementary school, literally, I went to grade school with these kids, man.
Yeah.
They've seen my struggle, and they've always held me down. And when I took off to be a wrestler in Florida, I dapped up my best friends, my homies, because I had 8 friends die from pills. Like, you know, 8 friends. 8 friends OD and die growing up. All right? Like, that epidemic.
What kind of pills are we talking about? Just out of...
Oxycontins, Percocets, Valium, Vicodin, all that bullshit, man. And I never got into it. I was so blessed. And my 2 best friends never got into it either. But we were looking around at the situation and people were dropping. And other people were into other things too. But I just looked around and I was like, yo, I got to go try this wrestling thing. I got to go. And they were like, and I was like, yo, if I don't make it in wrestling, I'll meet you in Hollywood. They dapped me up. They took off to Hollywood. I went to Florida 5 years later. I kept true to my word. Met them in LA. Got the house in the hill. Put your friends up in it. And the crazy shit about going to Hollywood is, like, people go there to make it, right? And music and movies live there. When you're the wrestler in town, you've already made it, and you're on TV every week. You go out and people show you mad love. Like, I didn't expect it. It's like, I'm from Jersey. Like, New York is my city. I grew up here. Like, this is my whole, I grew up looking at it like Sinatra. I'm like, oh, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Then I go to LA and it's like, man, like, all these people are so used to seeing Hollywood stars and music everywhere, but they're not used to seeing wrestlers that they see on TV out. So I'm going out and it's like, boom, boom, here, boom, and networking and meeting people and sticking with the music. And next thing you know, I'm in the music 10 toes deep.
Crazy.
Making it out there in LA, but keeping it on the hush. I don't tell anybody because I wanted to do this project on my own. And understand, I was under a starving rock star contract where, you know, the WWE would have owned rights to anything I did.
Oh.
So I couldn't make
So they
music.
have you like a 360 deal.
360 deal, dude, 720.
Shit.
Fuck a 540. That bitch went. So I knew, I was like, man, how you ever gonna like get a raise in wrestling? Like, I saw The Rock leave wrestling, make a shit ton of money. I saw Brock Lesnar leave, win the UFC title, make a shit ton of money. But more importantly, when they came back to wrestling, they were really paid. And John Cena transcended wrestling and made a bunch of money in movies and appearances, and he does so well for the company and portrays everything that is right with what they want to, you know, get out there.
Yeah.
And he's out there. So he's killing the game. Me, I was looking around. I was like, man, I came up in this shit. I learned how to wrestle in the WWE. They got me by the balls. Like, they're always going to have that. Who would you be without this? Who would you be with?
Correct.
You know, they found me on the back of a moving truck and I was a rapper who wasn't doing shit. So I'm like, how am I going to do the right business here?
Yeah.
And so I signed with the agent who represented Triple H for 10 years. And that was kind of unheard of and unheralded in my business because they're kind of your be-all agent. You know, they book your appearances and everything that you do. And, when it comes to money, you know, you're going to take what they give you, the WWE, because it's a monopoly. Where else are you going to, you know, it was different when you had WCW and WWF
Understood.
and NWO. You have people competing for money, right? But when you're in one place and this is the only place to make money, you have to prove yourself there to make that money,
Correct.
right? And I'm like, man, I want it all, and I want it motherfucking right now. And I'm working on my music, so I couple that with a nonprofit organization called Report Card Kicks, where the only form of currency we accept is report cards. All right, and I'll leave it at that because that's in big works right now, like big works.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that. But it's a lot of fun, and it's going to change the education system, modernize it in an all overwhelming creative way, using the tools that we've been given as marketing mechanisms right here.
Understood.
Your phone.
So when is that supposed to roll out?
Working on the rollout with some other people. It's a complicated matter, but you know, I was cautious as how I pursued that with the WWE, just like I was cautious with my music. So because Spiff was my best buddy and he knows everybody, he A&R'd my project and got me Grammy-nominated, Grammy Award-winning, and multi-platinum producers to give me beats, 100% of the rights signed over to me. The reason why we had to do that was because I explained to him, I opened up a record label, I pay myself to write, I pay my own studio time, I pay myself to be the COO of that label, and Real1 Entertainment, Real1 Records, I own all these names.
You're talking about Enzo. So
WWE,
does WWE
yes.
own Real One?
No, Real1 is owned by me, and it's
Understood.
my label, it's my clothing line, and I started doing that a couple of years ago, almost, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I was doing it because I was preparing myself for a life after wrestling, after that scare I had where I was knocked out cold.
Yeah.
And I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
That's what I do for a living, and I want to take stages. And you know, I'm going to draw a lot of weird comparisons, and a lot of people haven't heard my music yet, so they're not going to know what to say or do.
Yeah.
And I have so much content, whether it be video or comedy, and skits, treatments, and writing that I've done. Because make no mistake about it, like, I was a writer in the WWE. I wrote television for 6 years, but I wrote for myself, and I only wrote for me.
So let's dig into a bunch of stuff because you're going fast. In the WWE, when the characters or the performers, I don't know what would be I don't want to make it sound away, are developed and everyone's there in their roles, that's structured for them? They're coming like you
Some
are?
people come in and literally get told how to walk, how to talk, how to say things, a script, and they get changed from being, you know, the Undertaker to the American Badass.
Crazy.
From stunning Steve Austin to Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? But some of these things happen so organically, like guys like The Rock started calling himself The Rock and speaking in third person because regardless, he's in the background with Nation of Domination, and he's just starting to get off the ground, and he's doing that eyebrow in the background.
Yeah.
And he's catching attention. These things happen organically, right? You know, and now the crowd's saying things with him. Stone Cold Steve Austin happened pretty much organically. He fought Jake the Snake Roberts at King of the Ring, won the King of the Ring, was cutting a promo on him afterward and said, Austin 316 says, I just whooped your ass. In reference to the fact that Jake was, you know, preaching and teaching about the Bible at the time, but was potentially living a life, you know, that wasn't.
Understood.
So these things happen organically, you know?
Wow.
So the stars that have the most success in my business are most closely relatable to that real person.
Question.
So
are you spilling are you like spilling
no, this
secrets
is
now?
common knowledge.
Okay. No,
I'm
I mean,
not
I think
breaking
it's
secrets
because it's
here.
so weird with wrestling. It's like, you
Well,
know,
to
people
people
are like,
who
it's
people-
fake, it's real. It's obviously, I think, is really getting slammed. Y'all are really taking hits. So it's not fake, but it's designed almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ballet, but it's and it's not necessarily choreography either. It's a whole lot of things, but more than anything, it's ad-libbed. It's an art, and that's exactly what it is. It's an art. So when you think of Broadway, you think of people. Now imagine going in a ring in front of 17,000 people, and they're saying, your shirt's yellow. over and over again. I got a microphone, a script, commercial time coming up, and I know in my head, I have a clock ticking in my head as I'm speaking on a microphone because I'm not going over this fucking commercial time, or I'll get persecuted when I walk through the curtain by Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So the whole crowd, I'm trying to speak, is saying, your shirt's yellow.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to not say, hey, forget what's written? Hey, his shirt is yellow. The crowd goes nuts, right? So you got to pick and choose those battles.
Yeah.
And those present themselves in so many different contexts when you're out there. But the most incredible thing about what we did, the artistry of it, was there was no rewind button. It's the only live television program you're going to see that's not sports or the news. Okay? Now, when you see the Grammys, the Oscars, these award ceremonies where people that you see on silver screen or in music are performing, it's such a big deal.
100%. Pre-recorded.
Because it's recorded, and they have to make time for errors and edits. And
they might do it more than once.
In wrestling, shit changes on the microphone. You forget your script. You forget what you were supposed to be doing in the match.
Yeah.
People get hurt. You got to change shit on the fly. It is the most unique, be on your toes form of entertainment that exists in the world today, and I had the time of my life doing it. Everything else from here is a fucking cakewalk.
Let me ask you a question. when in the ring, who would be like your top 3 most talented athletes right now?
Right now in the ring?
Yeah, like when you were, I mean, not now at this moment, more like last year, 2 years, when you were
I was
active.
in the shits?
When you were active. Your top 3.
Adrian Neville, who's my best friend. I rode with him on the road. He was the most crisp, athletic, poignant, just guy, never missed a step. It was insane. I'd never seen anybody who could move in a wrestling ring like him. It was like second nature to him. Flips,
he's agile
name
as
it,
shit.
agile, jump in and out of the ring effortlessly to the top rope, like crazy. Finn Balor just takes such good care of his body and his mind, for that matter. He's a class act, and he's a pro.
Yeah.
Another guy would probably be Seth Rollins. Just takes care of himself crazy, so in tune with his body and his work, and these people, they take what they do so seriously,
So it makes you do the same.
I was different. I wasn't like anybody else. The business had never seen the likes of me ever, and probably never will. I focused in a completely different aspect of that business than they did. They were hitting the gym, working hard, athletic, and looked great. And yeah, they worked on the other things that I was working on too. I'm not taking away from that. And maybe I could have worked hard on those things. I definitely could have. But at the end of the day, I'm not on PEDs. All right? Enzo wasn't popping for PEDs. Okay? I did my curls. But I had so much damn fun. I was focused as a writer and marketing.
Making the character big.
And a character. I was like Jim Carrey. I'd be up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on nights where I was facing a wall. Because when I walked into the WWE, I was told I was going to be fired 10 times because I was the smallest guy around. And the people I came in with, the only ones who made it were me, Charlotte Flair, Mojo, who played in the NFL, Baron Corbin, who played in the NFL, and Ric Flair's daughter is the other one. So you're talking about I come in with like 25 people, and I see hundreds walking in and out the door during the 5 years I'm in developmental system.
Yeah.
The only ones that made it, I was found on the back of a piano moving truck, and I was a fucking washed up rapper who never made it yet. So like, I'm blessed, and stars align for me that I don't know what's going on. This shit ain't real. It's scripted. There's a Geppetto pulling strings. Timing in my life has been absurd. So I just had to beat my boss to work every day. All right, and no one can take that away from me. And everyone who's in developmental, the Seth Rollinses, the Mojo Rawleys, the Charlotte Flairs, they'll be the first people to tell you, yeah, I had to beat my boss to work every day. Half the time because I was got myself in trouble with the shit I would say and do. But, 9 times out of 10, it was because I didn't want to give them any reason to fire me when I was so often being told I was going to be fired.
Yeah, you were walking that line the whole time.
So I walked the line the whole time till the day I did get fired. I walked that fucking line like nobody else ever did. Because I was writing, and I'd be up till 3 o'clock in the morning talking in the mirror like Jim Carrey. Just
Yeah.
talking in the mirror like Jim Carrey, making faces, doing dumb dances. Like, what's going to work? What's not? How am I going to say this word? Like,
I get you. Because everything is a science.
I was starting to call people soft. I was like, yes, sir. I didn't spell it S-A-W-F-T, sir.
Yeah.
I was just like, sir. And then I went, spell it how you say it.
Yeah.
Sir. S-A-W-F-T. And it just spiraled and snowballed. And I don't know. But but I would say that all that stuff happens organically because of hard work,
and
though.
the people love.
Because
the people
when
only
you-
like what they like.
When you write pages, like I've written Bibles, man. Bibles I've written. When you've written that much, somewhere through that work, you write S-A-W-F-T
Yeah.
in thousands of pages, but it's only 5 letters.
Correct.
But that's the one that worked, right?
And it changed everything.
But had I not wrote those thousands of words, Soft wouldn't have been written in that.
100%.
So they were working on lifting weights and wrestling moves, and I was working on trying to make people laugh and pay attention to me.
And remember-
because I did not know how to wrestle yet. And it's an art, and it can't be learned overnight.
Yeah.
But the skill set that I did have, I could go out there on TV overnight with.
Yeah.
And all we had to do was protect me in the ring at the beginning in NXT. And through being on TV, protected meaning like I go out there, you punch me in the face, I fall down and you pin me.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't have to wrestle.
Yeah.
I just went out there talking my shit, got in your face, and you dropped me.
Yeah.
But on the weekends, without the cameras on, I'm wrestling 15 minutes, 20
Learning,
minutes every
learning,
night, learning. And in the end, I was working with a tag team partner,
Cass.
Big Cass, when we were in NXT. I was in the ring for the first 12 or 15 minutes of those matches. And nobody in the world realized like how much work I was getting because I was just doing nothing. Like, I didn't have to do anything, and I understood it.
Yeah.
It was hard for people to understand because they'd never been in my shoes. If I got punched in the face and fell down, the people laughed their ass off,
Yeah.
and then they cheered for me to get back up.
Yeah.
All I had to do was get back up.
Yeah.
I didn't need to run and hit the ropes and do a drop kick.
Yeah.
All I needed to do was hit the ground and get back
Understood.
up. And then I needed to just get that guy in. Because when I get that 7-foot guy in,
Yeah.
it's fucking over. We haven't seen Cass in the ring yet.
And then
everybody wants to see him
they
in.
want it.
When I tag him, he
the
comes in and he
anticipation.
just whips everyone's ass.
Of course.
And then he throws little Enzo on top. I played a role.
Understood.
That was a character on TV, and that was
Understood.
my role. Had I wanted to hit the ropes and done a drop kick, I could have. But that wasn't my role at
No,
the time.
of course.
When I became the champ and I was the heel, and I was the bad guy, my job was to make everybody else look like they were the best wrestler in the world, and
Yeah.
I was the worst wrestler in the
No,
world.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I watched it.
My job was to hang on to that title that I had no means. I walked around with the title as a heel, and I could say, I'm the best in the frickin' world.
Yeah.
And you can't take that away from me.
Yeah.
Unless you take this title.
Understood.
So my job, the only thing I had to do as a champion was to run scared
Yeah.
and pretend that, you know, that I'm the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
But when you get in the ring with me, I make you look like you're the best wrestler in the world, and then in the end, I'll kick you in the nuts and I'll pin you.
Understood.
And it's like, I got the title.
Understood.
I'm still the fucking best.
Yeah.
And I understood it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talk, and I let them talk, and I always will.
So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the very bad situation that we had to go through. Banned from WWE, fired from WWE, whatever you want to call it. This woman goes and spins your life out of control. Talk about it.
Oh, man. Here's what I'm going to say. You want me to address the elephant in the room?
It seems like
All
the
right,
elephant is
here's-
following you now.
Here's what I got to say about the elephant in the room, okay? The king of the jungle was a fucking lion, not an elephant. Welcome to the fucking jungle, brother. Moving on. Dust under the rug. I squashed that shit in Phoenix.
100%.
So, if we ever want to talk about victims, real victims,
Yeah,
awareness for those victims,
correct.
the good things that the Me Too movement has done,
Correct.
the issues that exist in society on levels that, you know, bro, we have real issues,
Yeah.
okay, in our country, and to ever make light or to foreshadow or throw shade on some of the most heinous acts that one can commit
Yeah.
in all of humankind. To use it as a ploy for 15 minutes of fame, the pendulum should swing both ways, but unfortunately it doesn't always.
Definitely not.
And in a society that deems people guilty till proven innocent, I'm not a victim. I put myself in that situation. I'm a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. I went to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert, had a bit too much to drink, and you meet people at face value all the time in life. Make no mistake about it. When you're on the road Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, on the road 300 days a year, you have to be a certain type of person. One thing I can say about the WWE is to make it to that level, I can't look around the locker room and really point out one bad, really shitty person, like an evil person. Because to make it to that level, you have had to do
A lot.
and succumb to a lot of pressures and beating a lot of odds to get to that place.
Correct.
I'm not a victim. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this girl, what she did for me. Man, I addressed that shit in Phoenix, and I wrote that song and videotaped that a month after this happened.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been water under the bridge, dust settles. You know, I'm not worried about it in a sense that I said, I have an opportunity of a lifetime that I didn't ask for, though. I didn't ask for it, but that's to make a real difference and a real change and help people who are real victims, especially children who have been abused. To spread the word on those evils.
Yeah.
And to provide, good-hearted, real change in those environments.
Understood.
That is something that we could talk about. I'm not going to continue to mention this person's name or even give him that. Give me a break. That person should be in jail. The only problem I have within society when you hashtag things like guilty till proven innocent because it's a real thing. The only things that I have to say that are bad about that, it's all right. What was my thought?
The only thing that's guilty is proven innocent.
The only bad part about, the situation that's out there, guilty till proven innocent, people formulating their own opinions and expressing them as if they're law, is that they're also allowing it to happen.
Understood.
Which is mind-boggling and mind-blowing to me. I'm no saint, okay?
Yeah.
I'm like anybody else, and I'll make mistakes in life, and I will continue to. And this probably won't be my first hiccup.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know what the future holds. I don't know if her palms are sweaty or if her hands are strong.
Yeah.
Right? But the same people, like this human that accused me of this, that I got myself there, but when someone with that invokes extreme lack of credibility in all of their answers and responses and the manipulation of using media as a marketing tool, hashtagging Me Too to get your voice heard.
Correct. That's crazy. Yeah.
These are the same people that are buying guns and shooting up schools and shooting people up all over our country, and you're letting them do it because you're watching it as a society. When a person stands on TMZ and goes, oh, he took me from behind. Oh, I understand why you raped me. I'm a hot bitch. When you hear that as a society and you still sensationalize exaggerated headlines and use fake news as a ploy to create double clicks and double clicks and double clickbait across the world. I was clickbait.
Crazy.
When TMZ comes out with a story after watching my accuser say those things with these people out there that have actually been through this, that are going through this stuff, they're really hurting.
Yeah.
For you to watch that accuser make such light like of this situation, and then to air it and get the clickbait and advertisers, that's all it is. And I knew that. Because I was in the business of propaganda. Wrestling isn't real. The falls hurt. Sometimes you get punched in the face. But it's not real. It's propaganda.
Yeah.
Propaganda makes you the giant and makes me the small guy. Propaganda makes me the champion and makes you unworthy of a title shot.
Understand.
I was in the business of it. Marketing. All right? And I have 2 bachelor's degrees in political journalism, and I wrote for the school newspaper at the time. So I understand that, you know, the New York Journal was purchased by Joseph Pulitzer, and due to an article written that depicted Teddy Roosevelt, the hero in the Battle of San Juan Hill, and didn't mention all the real heroes, the Buffalo Soldiers, who were killed in blood spill. He just rolled up on the battle, and the Buffalo Soldiers, all these black guys, won the battle, never mentioned in a newspaper. Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt goes on to be elected president.
Understood.
You understand? When you understand the snowball effect that leads to Instagram and sensationalized, exaggerated headlines and fake news, we had the Spanish-American War start based off of propaganda. Okay? We sunk the USS Maine and claimed that the Spanish did it because we wanted to occupy Cuba.
Yeah.
Declassified files came out about the Kennedy, assassination, where we, as a government, had a ploy to potentially bomb Miami because we wanted to occupy Cuba. So you just have to understand the snowball effect of society on propaganda and fake news.
Yeah.
And I went to school for it. So when it was happening to me, I wasn't worried because I knew I'd vindicate myself as an articulator of words. I was going to get my opportunity to speak again. I just wanted to make sure when I took my time that I was going to take the proper time, because when I did come back, I was going to be louder than ever before.
Understand.
And Phoenix was just a message. Phoenix is not what I call my first single. That's not even going to be on the album. Neither is the song that I'm dropping on World Star, I think tonight.
Yeah.
Bury Me, a G. Bury Me. That is just another message aimed at the WWE. So I'm dropping messages when I'm sitting on plethoras of music, but my message is really to open your eyes, to make your own decisions. You know, a flower cannot bloom without the sun and the moon, you know? Ready? Are you ready, player one?
Understood.
You know, that's the society that we live in. And I have always been one to formulate my own opinions. And it's gotten me persecuted in a sense. And it's also gotten me to the top of a business that is a dog-eat-dog world, most cutthroat business that there is.
I can imagine. Before we get out of here, this is a rap platform. You get me? This is like the rap platform. Like when our fans lock in, they're like, oh, it's for real. But one thing with rap is nothing matters unless you have a story, which is why the story almost matters more than the rap at times. Your story is amazing. Your story is real, it's authentic. What's the song that a listener that doesn't know who you are, but you want them as a rap fan needs to tune into first? What's that song?
I'm sitting on like 30 to 40 songs that I've already made with Grammy-nominated and award-winning producers, and I was ready to make that music with the WWE. Me and Vince had talks. He put me in touch with Kevin Dunn, the executive producer, and Neil Lowy, head of WWE Music. And I and Neil were corresponding with, we were going to drop my first single heading into WrestleMania. You know, I was at the Conor McGregor-Floyd Mayweather fight. Conor, I don't want to fight you, bro. That was all Vince. Vince McMahon wanted me to tweet at Conor McGregor to pick a fight with him so that we can get me potentially in the ring with him and talking shit with him on the, but I'm an entertainer, all right? You want to see me in a wrestling ring, we talk, but not in a real fight. The guy's a badass. But UFC Vince was basically trying to get me killed. But yeah, that was nuts. The music that I would say that I have a song coming out called Brass Ring that wrestling fans are going to love.
Yeah.
That the video and visual is going to be insane. It hasn't been done yet, but It's in the works, and that one is a big. That one's, I think, going to turn the city upside down, because you don't have to be a wrestling fan to like this song and or even understand the metaphorical double entendres to which I'm touching on the wrestling business. Like a lot of my music, I use double entendres and triple entendres that mean 3 or 4 different things that the listener doesn't necessarily have to understand to, you know.
No, I get you. Of course, and you're still going to rock with the song.
Like brass ring is a term in wrestling used to say the top spot to grab it by the balls to be the top guy in the business of wrestling is the brass ring.
Understood.
So that, then I have another song called The Business that's wrestling. It's basically called Hell's Kitchen too, so you'll hear that. For the non-wrestling fans, I have so much damn music, bro. There's going to be a song
You got to just pick one song.
song called Forgetful that I think will play a lot on the radio.
Yeah.
That is just so relatable.
Yeah.
I made a song about forgetting shit because I'm so forgetful.
Yeah.
And, you know, forget about it. You know, that's one of the ad-libs. Forget about it.
Yeah.
The song is going to be a lot of fun when we do the music video. But people are going to fucking remember the hook so easily. But it's a song about forgetting shit. So it's fun.
It's good. Smart.
A lot of music.
Nah,
dude.
I think, like I said, I think you're...
Instant gratification is another one.
You got a lot. I can imagine.
That people are gonna
when
love.
you just want to roll out all of the records, are you going to put out a project soon? Or you just want to do a record by record?
I have 3 albums recorded.
What are you going to put them out?
Recorded. Mixed and mastered by Emix. Shout out Emix. Mostly produced by Foreign Tech. Shout out Foreign Tech. Nominated for a Grammy with Bryson Tiller Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man. He kills. He sends me beat folders that I hear Travis Scott using.
I get you.
So I'm picking from the same beat libraries as Yeezy. Like, I've heard songs that Spiff gave me beats for 3 years ago
And now you hear it.
that I didn't buy, and I hear them now on the radio.
I can imagine. Is it, before we get out of here, man, I just got to ask you a random thing, because you brought up Conor McGregor fighting. What do you think about Floyd possibly going into the UFC?
Man, I would hate to see him do it.
Why?
Because he's the GOAT, man. He's the fucking man, you know? Like,
Nervous of the loss?
I'm a
Nervous of the
huge
loss?
Floyd fan, all right? And I was at the fight in Floyd's corner.
Yeah.
Okay? And, you know, he has ties into my business as well. But the fight that people need to be talking about, honestly,
Yeah.
is Eric Anthony, Real One, whooping Adonis's Creed's fucking ass in Creed 3. Because the hottest fucking free agent in entertainment is also the best fucking fake fighting free agent in the motherfucking world, okay? And if Adonis Creed thinks for one fucking second, that he can even fucking stand across from me in a fucking ring, about to have a fake fucking fight, he's out of his fucking mind. Okay? And me and Fifth just fucking shitted on goddamn Adonis right there. I called him out.
Understand.
I called him out. I'm gonna troll the shit out of Adonis Creed when Creed 2 drops. With vignettes, boxing. Shout out my boxing coach, Ernie, out at Wild Card. I'm training at Freddie Roach's motherfucking boxing gym. My feet are as fast as they've ever been. My fucking hands are as fast as they've ever been. And my mouth is fucking louder than it's ever been. And if Adonis Creed wants to step in a ring with a real G, I'm going to tell him, bada boom, realest G in a room, and there's only going to be one of us standing here real fucking soon.
I'm not mad at
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it.
Creed, bro, I will take all the eyes off of Michael B. Jordan on that fucking screen. Sly Stallone, I'm writing you a script and a treatment right now. Okay? I already have the other things in the works.
Yeah.
I'm doing other things in entertainment and
Yeah.
television and shit. The MO, be-all, end-all game is Creed 3. You want to see the former Cruiserweight champion, WWE, Enzo Amore.
I get you. I'm not mad at
Current
it.
realest one in the room, Real One, versus Adonis. I've been in the game 2 seconds, and I'm about to do some motherfucking chin checking. You hear me, Snoop?
I'm not mad at it. What you want to lead the people with? Let them know. What's the last words you want to give them?
If you ain't down with, you know, Real One and the realest, you know, what do we call this? podcast, talk show.
Well, this is
What
the
you calling
internet.
this?
I
Just
mean,
the internet?
this is a show. Because it podcasts out, an internet review. I mean, it does everything.
The realest internet review in the room. Nah, dog. On the real, I'm going to leave you with this. Hate ain't nothing but love disguised by jealousy. So keep hating on me. Keep typing my name. Keep clicking my shit. Keep viewing me. I really have no place for hate in my heart. I don't. I'm all love. But if you step to me and say something stupid, I'll punch you in the fucking mouth. All right? And that's the motherfucking truth.
I'm mad
And you
at
can
it.
ask guys in the WWE locker room about buses, and they'll tell you, I ain't fucking lying. Don't disrespect me, but at the end of the day, disrespect me all you want, bro. I don't need your respect. I got enough respect for myself, and I got the best fans in the world, and they know it's all amore. It really is. It's all love. Take that fake love, that jealousy, that hate, leave it at home. Drop that shit and flush it down the motherfucking toilet next time you take a poop. That shit don't belong here. Okay? Get it out of the world. All right? Here, I'll give you this. I'll give you some bars before we leave.
Okay.
We got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Straight woman, black, tan, white man, trans, and gay. Because in the words of Marvin Gaye, war is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. Fighting for peace is like screwing for virginity. You exercise your freedom of speech or anonymity. The choice is yours. It's free. But if you read the fine print, you see scrutiny is going to be the fee. You choose to take a knee and do it admirably. I'll hold your hand while I stand. I got my reasons, you got yours, but together we can change the world. Let the 49ers dig for gold. Any statement worth making should be bold. No one wants to be the greatest story never told, so go ahead and tell your truth and let love educate the youth. Real one.
I ain't fucking mad at this50.com. Bang! That's lit. That was fucking dope as shit, bro. Shit.
Thanks, bro.